We are looking to enhance the top terms project from the YByte Python curriculum available at www.ybyte.in. In this video, we'll see a very interesting enhancement, which is basically going to make the computer so-called smart. Now, what do we mean by this? Well, the idea is that, look, right now in the class game, the computer is picking up categories randomly, but in fact, it should be programmed to make smart choices. Let's see what that means. Let's say the computer's card was Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now clearly we know that the best category for this particular card is this year built, because this 1373 is the earliest year built in our card. Like we have seen this multiple times. What that means is that if I were to pick up this category, then I'm bound to win. However, if I pick up any other category, which may happen when I'm picking categories randomly, if I pick up any other category, the chances are that I may lose this despite having a strong card. So the point is, smart category here would be year built. Let's take a few more examples. Let's say Burj Khalifa Dubai. Now it's a no-brainer here. The smart category would be the height, because if I choose height or actually floors too, I am guaranteed to win. But then, if I pick up randomly, sometimes despite having a strong card, I may end up picking up something and losing the battle, right? So we don't want that. Now, if we were to generalize this a little bit, in fact, what we are trying to see is that, look, what is the best category for a given card? And it turns out that the best category for the given card is the category where the card has the lowest rank. Let's try to understand this with some examples. Let's look at this card here, the Shard London. You see that if I look at all these metrics and I look at all the ranks of these, you remember this all ranks is telling me the rank, for example, of height, in floors, and so on and so forth. The lowest rank happens for time to build, which is 3, and this rank is 6. So you know that this card in our definition is borderline moderate. It's almost strong, because less than 6 we classify as strong. 6 will be moderate, but it's kind of fairly strong card with respect to, let's say, time to build. So a choice that I should be making, the best category to play would indeed be time to build, years. So even though this card is generally not that all that strong, but because of this 6, I have a decent chance of winning. Let's look at one more example. If I have, let's say, Empire State Building, the built up area is, if let's say I have Empire State Building, time to build is 1 year. When I look at all the ranks for different categories for this card, it turns out I have a 1 over here. And clearly the best metric to play for this card would be time to build. In fact, if I play this, I will win the round. However, if I randomly choose, I may lose this despite having a very strong card. Um, Likewise, let's say Willis Tower, the built up area is 4.6 billion square feet. Well, the best category to play is indeed this one, because again, all the ranks, when I look at them, the lowest rank happens for this particular metric. So the point I'm trying to make is that, we already have the facility to get all the ranks for a given card. All we need to do is to pick up the best card by finding out which category gives me the lowest rank, because then my chances to win are, let's say, maximized. So even if I don't have a very strong card, I still make my chances, let's say, really good. Of course, in a card like this, I'm like bound to win, right? So essentially, if I just pick up all the time, let's say, the lowest, rank category, then I'm in a good shape. And that's what we are going to do. So I come back to my code over here. I just write a function to tell me, given a card, what is the best category that I could play, which is basically the lowest rank category, as we just discussed. So I just write a new function over here. Let's just call it, let's say, def say best, say category for a given card. So I pass card as an input, and here my return value is basically find the best category for the given card. So what is the card that maximizes my chances to win? Well, again, uh, building on all the stuff that we have done before, so I'm just going to say, well, let me find out all the ranks that I have for this card. Basically all the different categories, so that's card here. uh, Basically tell me all the ranks that I have, and I'll then find out which category gives me the minimum rank. Right now, this is kind of similar to what we have done when we assess the strength. We found out the lowest rank, but now we are going to go a bit further, and we're going to say that, okay, look, please tell me which category gives me the lowest rank, which means I'm not just interested in the lowest rank. In fact, I'm interested in the index where I have the lowest. So I do that by saying, well, r dot index, and min of r. So min of r basically is the lowest rank. Min index tells me, okay, what index in that list is that, right? Is the lowest rank. And remember, I must convert this rank into, this index into, let's say, a category. And I can do that by just saying, look, best category for me would be to look at my relevant keys, say relevant keys at the min index. I mean, makes a lot of sense what we're trying to see. Just think through it carefully. And I'm going to return, for example, let's say best, right? Now, first we'll see this working. So let's say I look at all cards, say 0. That happens to be, 21st Century Tower, Dubai. When I look at, let's say, the best category for this card, all cards, say 0, it tells me it is time to build years, and indeed it is pretty good because look, the minimum is 2. I mean, the minimum time to build is 1 year, and this is doing 2, so pretty good. And I can confirm that by looking at all the ranks, so I just look at all the ranks, let's say for all cards, say 0. And yes, indeed, the card is really not all that great, right? In all the other categories, if I picked up anything else, I am almost certain to lose. But the moment I pick up this, I think I have a fair chance of winning. So basically, I should make my computer pick up this because then the computer is smart, right? Let's look at one more example. Let's say I look at, let's say, just randomly picking up another card, all cards 10. Well, that happens to be Burj Khalifa. I did not know this, but clearly the best category for all cards 10 then should be the height, and that's a given, right? Let's look at maybe one more example. So this is Empire State Building. We know that the best category to play for this would be time to build, years, and indeed I get that because that is 1 year, right? So they get the idea that basically I'm picking up the category where I have the lowest rank because that maximizes my chance to win. Now, how do I get my computer to do this? Well, that's actually quite straightforward. All I have to do is I'm just going to, get to the game here. In the gameplay, basically computer picks up a random key right now. Let's see it here. Now, basically computer right now picks up a random key. I'm going to override this. I just comment this out. I just go and say chosen key is, well, no longer random, but in fact it's coming from the inverse mapping dictionary. Remember, chosen key has to be the cryptic version, whereas this key that I'm returning is the long version, right? So that's just the way the game has been developed. I'm going to say, well, find out the best category for this card and just do an inverse mapping. Okay, so this has to be compute, right? So because that's a computer's card that we're looking at, so find the chosen key to be the best category, and you will find that this suddenly makes the computer smart because now the computer is not randomly guessing things. Defeating it becomes that much harder, right? So when I now play this, so let's skip the training. Look, my card is a strong card. I will try to go with, let's say, height. Uh, Computer also picked up height. In fact, you can see computer has picked up quite well. Rank is 7, but I won this round, right? Next round, it's a computer's chance. Trump Tower. Computer picks up height because presumably that must have been a strong metric for it. And indeed, computer wins this because my rank is 22, computer's height is 8. Computer's rank is 8, right? So computer wins. Now my, let's say, my choice, it's my chance time to make a choice. This is a moderate card. I think I'll try to go with year build. Let's see what happens. Well, in fact, I won this. Now comes the computer's choice. So basically, uh, computer picks up a metric here of, let's say, year built 1. Now notice this is a very good example. Computer's card clearly is Leaning Tower of Pisa. That's why it's picked up metric was 1, and my card, well, nowhere stands a chance. But on the other hand, imagine if the metric had been picked up randomly, then most likely I would have won. So here computer has become strong. In fact, I can emphasize this point. If, let's say, I start making my choices randomly, you'll find that computer will in fact race ahead. If I just, because I'm just letting it be, my choices are being made random. um, you know so if you notice this, after a while you'll see that computer is in fact in a much stronger position. Computer has won many rounds because computer is not playing randomly, but I am playing randomly. So clearly the computer has become smarter, and that's the whole idea. So I hope you found this interesting. Very nice the way the whole logic forms. uh, in general, remember always that bonus comes after basic. Once you finish the basic activity, if you are curious, you will automatically get ideas for bonus. Building them one by one systematically is always a rewarding exercise. Look at our website www.ybyte.in because that is how we learn Python programming. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.